Hi, this is attorney Ted Gudorf. Welcome to today's show. This is episode number 3. Today we're going to talk about how to select an estate planning attorney. You know, hiring an attorney is never fun. But I will tell you this, hiring the right attorney can make all of the difference, particularly when we're dealing with estate planning. Hiring the right attorney will assure us of having an estate plan that will work versus one that will not work. Estate planning is unique. It involves a lot of complicated issues. Most importantly, it involves everyone that you love and everything that you own. And in terms of the law, it involves things like wills, trusts, taxes, funding, titling, insurance, real estate law, business law, all coming together to put together a plan that will work for you. So today we want to talk about what are the 8 key questions that you should ask somebody before you ever hire an estate planning attorney. So those 8 questions I'm going to cover from top to bottom and just have a general discussion about them. The first thing that I would ask somebody is, are you a board certified specialist in estate planning, trust, and probate law? Well, certainly hiring somebody just because they're a certified specialist doesn't necessarily make certain that you're going to have a plan that works. But I will tell you this, it's the best way to make sure that that person has gone through the rigorous requirements that will get them certified so that you have at least some assurance they've met the minimum requirements. You know, here in Ohio, we have over 55,000 lawyers, but only 162 of those lawyers are board certified specialists in estate planning, trust, and probate law. Well, why is that? Well, first of all, in order to become a board certified specialist here in Ohio, you have to have practiced in the estate planning area for more than 5 years. And during those 5 years, at least 1/2 of the revenue that you generate must come from estate planning. So you have to have some significant experience, number one. Number two, you have to get peer reviewed. In other words, several of your other estate planning colleagues must be willing to vouch for your ethics, your honesty, your knowledge, and they actually have to submit that in writing to the State Bar Association. And there has to be at least 5 of them who are knowledgeable of your work. In addition to that, you have to take a written examination, and you have to submit proof that you have sufficient malpractice liability insurance in place. Most importantly, though, you also have to submit a transcript of all of the continuing education that you've taken, and you must agree to maintain at least 24 hours of continuing education, of which a significant amount must be in the advanced planning area. So the first question we want to ask somebody, straightforward, you either are or not a board certified specialist within the field. But that's question number 1. Once we get beyond the qualifications of the person, then let's ask the question, how do you charge for your estate planning services, and how long does it take to put a plan in place? Far too often, I see situations where somebody goes in to hire an attorney and they end up doing their planning on an hourly basis. Here at Gudorf Law Group, we do not believe in charging on an hourly basis for our planning. No, what we try to do is quote a flat fee in advance of doing any work. What's the difference between the hourly approach and the flat fee approach? Well, the main difference that I see is clients are much more willing to communicate effectively with us if they're on a flat fee basis. If they know they're not going to be charged or nickel and dime for every email they send or every phone call they make or every meeting they attend. Some of our plans require multiple emails or phone calls, or more importantly, you'll see in our process, several meetings. If somebody is doing it on an hourly basis, the obvious question is, how many hours is this going to take? We think that the flat fee approach is the better approach. Ask, how long does this process take? I can tell you that I've had clients come to me where they have communicated with an attorney. They've gone to see them. The attorney has promised to put together a plan for them. And the process just never seems to conclude. Here at Gudorf Law Group, because we have a defined 7-step process, our goal in virtually every instance is to make sure that the estate planning process takes no longer than 90 days. Now, having said that, some of the more advanced planning cases will take longer than that, but by far, 90% of our estate plans can be completed within a 90-day window from start to finish. The next question that I tell individuals that they ought to ask when hiring an estate planning attorney is, what is your process? First of all, do you have a process? And what does that process look like? Here at our law firm, we have a very clearly defined 7-step process. That process necessarily includes, for us, most importantly, number 1, completing the client organizer. Step 2 is having a conversation on what your goals are. We call that the goals and responsibility conversation. Step 3 to our process is to take the information that you provide us and designing your estate plan in a designing meeting. Step 4 is to sign the legal documents that we create for you. Step 5 is to make sure we coordinate with your other advisors, perhaps your CPA, perhaps your financial advisor. Step 6 is having you attend an asset alignment workshop so your plan is properly funded. And then step 7 is a clearly defined maintenance program that includes a family meeting. That 7-step process will make sure your plan gets done within the 90-day period. It's clearly defined. Not only defined for the client and the client's family, but also designed to make it easier on our legal team to meet our commitment to you. The next question that I think that you should ask any estate planning attorney is, do you support the estate plan by helping with retitling of the assets? Retitling of assets is often called funding. We recently designated the term asset alignment. We kind of like asset alignment a little better than funding, but they both mean the same thing. Unfortunately, this is where so many law firms fall flat on their face. Most will simply create a letter directed at the client saying, just remember, client, it's your responsibility to fund everything, and we're not here to help. Our law firm takes very seriously asset alignment and funding and titling so that your plan will work. We think so strongly of it that we've set up a 2-hour workshop called the Asset Alignment Workshop, and we make it mandatory for our clients to attend that workshop. And you can attend it at our office where we teach it live, and occasionally we'll record the updated workshop and make that available to you if you need to watch it on a video. But one of the things that goes along with the workshop is our asset alignment workbook. And it provides examples of how to retitle assets. Everything from your real estate, to your cars, to your bank accounts, to your brokerage accounts, how to designate beneficiaries on the life insurance and on the retirement accounts. All of that deals with titling. We want to make sure that everything you own is touched and is properly titled so that your estate plan will work when we need it to work. When does an estate plan need to work? Well, it needs to work in the event that you become disabled or pass away. So titling is incredibly important. In addition to titling, the other question you want to ask somebody is, will you support our family if and when we need to go to a nursing home? You'll see here at our firm, what we've done is created a separate department called our Elder Law Department, which will help people make decisions relative to long-term care, whether that be providing care at home or an assisted living or a nursing home. And if it includes the need to apply for Medicaid or veterans benefits, our staff can assist and provide support to the family with respect to all of that. Another good question to ask an estate planning attorney is, how many of these plans have you done? You know, here at Gudorf Law Group, I started our law firm in 1992, over 30 years ago. During that time period, we've done well in excess of 3,000 estate plans. The bulk of our estate plans are generally dealing with individuals who have a modest size estate, say $750,000 to $5 million. That's by, in a way, the vast majority of our clients. Having said that, we do advanced planning for a significant number of wealthy households here in the area. Those households may have a net worth that exceeds $15 million. Maybe it exceeds $50 million. We have experience handling those advanced planning type cases. When you're thinking about who you're going to work with, you should work with a firm that has a full range of services. It should include those who do estate planning and have done it for a significant period of time. Number two, it should include those who will support your family in the event a long-term care is needed, so they have an elder law department. But most importantly, also somebody who has an estate administration department. That is, when you or your spouse pass away, will the law firm be there to support your family? Or is this simply a law firm like so many in the area, where all they want to do is do the planning, but they don't want to do the hard work? They don't want to address long-term care needs if somebody has to go into a nursing home, or they don't want to do the administration when somebody passes away. Gudorf Law Group is a full-service law firm. We're going to support the family throughout the entire process, and that necessarily includes all of the administration process as well. So hopefully you get an idea that these are the types of questions that we think you should ask. If you would like to have a copy of our guide on how to select an estate planning attorney, you can go to our website at www.daytonestate-planning-law.com, and on the home page you can enter your name and email address and hit submit, and a copy of this guide will be sent to you. Well, thanks for being with us today. I enjoyed our conversation. I hope you found this to be useful and helpful. If you have any questions with regards to selecting an attorney, feel free to reach out to me and we'll have a conversation. Have a great day.